Let's go, everyone! Welcome to the next game of the series. Liereyy, who's gonna play in the west part of the map, is going to have the Khmer in the blue color, and then Villese, who's playing in the south, is going to have the Japanese playing in the red. Let's start with Khmer. They are not going to have building requirements, which means they can go up to the fuel age without going for dark age buildings. They can get farms without needing the mills, etc. They also have the ability to carry some 5 villagers in each house. Besides that, they also have 15% faster moving battle elephant line units. They get farmers that don't need mills or TCs to drop the food. And for the team bonus, they are going to have 1 extra range on Scorp line units. For Villese, on the other hand, playing the Japanese, is going to have 5, 10, 15, and 20% faster working fission ships with twice the HP and plus 2 pierce armor, which is, well, of course, not going to be relevant on Arena, but we had to mention it. They also have 50% cheaper drop-off buildings, so mining camps, lumber camps, and mills, and 33% faster attacking infantry units starting from the fuel age, or 25% according to the tech tree, but 33% in practical purposes. Besides that, the team bonus for Japanese is going to be 50% extra line of sight on galley line units. And that's how we finish the summary for both civilizations. For the map generation, we are going to have both goals inside Lierey's base over here. Third goal is going to be outside. While for Villese it's going to be the same. We are going to have the main goal on the back, secondary goal kind of forward, and the third goal outside. Secondary stone outside and the main one inside. That's going to be the same for Liereyy 2. And the map generation is kind of like this. Kind of like very fair and even in that regard, at least for Arena. But then when you get to the neutral resources, that is when it starts to get funky. We have the neutral goal in the north, a little bit closer to Lierey's base. We have another neutral goal over here, a little bit closer to Vilese's base, as well as a neutral stone. And this neutral stone is actually going to be contested by both players. No one's going to start. Did they change the arena map generation, by the way? Because no one's going to start with neutral resources anymore, and they don't seem to have as much backspace as they used to have before. Anyway, for the relic generation, finally we have 1, 2 relics favoring Villese, 1, 2 relics favoring Liereyy, and the third one is going to be contested. Hello, Bailo! Hi, hi, hi. Villese is still going random. He wrecked Viper on Nomad Persians versus Burmese. Well, Viper into a corner and went around by Oh, Vivi's gonna be playing DE right now. I guess we can fast forward this a little bit, can't we? You know, there's not a whole lot on Arena to talk about, at least at this stage. We already mentioned the civilizations and the map generation. Now both players are just going to be following the build orders, and they're going to be going for fast castle. For strategies, Khmer are going to have some of the best late games in the game. They have the best battle elephant units. They have some of the best scorpions as well. But these elephants are also quite good. But against Japanese, it's going to be kind of interesting, because Japanese, they are going to have some of the best infantry in the game for sure, which is going to counter cavalry. And I guess if Liereyy gets to the point where he can start spamming the scorpions, then that is going to put Villese in an awkward spot. And what could the Japanese do versus scorpions? They could potentially go onagers. I believe they do get siege engineers, so that's something they can go for. Maybe onagers. But then if that is the case, the Khmer player can go for bombard cannons, which the Japanese don't get. Japanese do have very strong trebuchets though, although it's very micro intensive to make the best out of those. Castle H is here now for both players. That means we are going to have a much wider army availability, a wider gamut of military units to go for, if you will. But instead, we are going to see Villese going for the second TC. Could have gone for the 3 TCs right away when going for fast castle, but the build didn't seem to be that clean. Lierey's gonna get 2 extra TCs though, and it seems like he's gonna be getting ahead in villager count despite Villese going up so much faster. Well, I guess it was not that much faster, but well. He's gonna be picking relics, and there's nothing Liereyy can do at this point with the spearmen from Villese defending these units. And Villese is going to get away with the relic. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Liereyy might walk in and try to snipe the monk, but there is nothing he's gonna be able to do to prevent the monks from taking the relics up, and he ends up losing all 4 scouts to 3 spearmen from Villese. That was so good. What is Liereyy doing right now? What's going on with him? At the very least, he's going to get ahead in the villager count, but that was extremely sloppy. Damn. Well, Lierey's getting his own relics at the very least, and that is going to be the first one, as he's going to try to get the second one over here. Let's see if Villese is going to try to... He's going to try to keep this away from Liereyy. Boxing is actually much more dangerous now than in the bare knuckle era. Oh, back then you didn't have... Okay, they couldn't hit you in the head. Is that... Was that a rule, or was that just like people not being jerks or something like that? Villese is going to get away with that relic too, and that means that he's going to be on 3. I even be 4. I think Liereyy is probably going to get this one. I don't think there's a whole lot Villese can do at this point to prevent Liereyy from taking this one. But he's still going to be on top. It's going to be 3 relics versus 2 only. And now we have a 30C for the Japanese player too. Villager count is actually going to be higher for Villese, despite Liereyy having the 30C up faster. You break your hand punching at the... Oh, okay. Okay. Roberto Duran had a curious career. He was a pro from 1969, nice, 2001. That is 32 years. That is actually quite a lot. Did he start in his teenage years or in his 90s? Sorry, in his 20s. Yeah, imagine starting in your 90s and going on for 32 years. That would probably not be a nice fight to watch, I guess. 51, so he started at 18. For 32 years, he stopped at 50. Oh, that is nice. That is good. Right now, I think people retire when they are approaching 40, right? No one has ever broken their hand from punching me. Yeah, I don't think that has happened to me either. To be fair though, I don't think I ever got punched. I actually don't recall. Maybe I got punched hard enough that I forgot about it. I just don't recall the whole fight. Villager count? Still going to be higher for Villese by 1. But economy is going to be stronger for Liereyy. Or that should be the case. Yeah, that is the case. Lierey's going to be going out to the Imperial Age much faster. Villese, on the other hand, is not going to have enough resources to go up anytime soon. He's going to start switching a lot of villagers over to farms to try and compensate for the faster working farmers from Khmer. And it's not going to be enough. Liereyy is going to be clicking out to the Imperial Age very soon. He already has the monastery. He's going to need either a universe... Oh no, never mind. The Khmer don't get to get affected by building requirements. So... yeah, Liereyy is going to be going out to the Imperial Age, and then what is Villese going to do? He's going to click up himself. I don't think Liereyy is going to be fast enough to go up and mass enough army to start pushing Villese before Villese gets a chance of massing his own units up. All the monks are going to go down, but at the very least he managed to get 2 monks from from Liereyy over here. So Villese has been going for atonement. Now Liereyy is going to be massing crossbows. So it's going to be arbalesters for the Khmer player. But the Japanese archers are going to be better, man. And now Villese is going up to the Imperial Age himself and going for a few archer ranges. Khmer don't get thumb ring, which is going to be a huge blow when fighting in a straight arms versus arms against the Japanese, who get fully upgraded archer ranges. Oh, you got a broken eyebrow or a nose. Ah, the nose must suck. Do you... what a dumb question. Of course you bleed. If there's one thing that I really dislike, is the taste. Well, quote unquote taste, right? Because smell is tightly related to taste, but the smell and taste of blood when your nose bleeds, I really dislike that. We have 3 relics for Villese and 2 relics for Liereyy. Yes, that's correct. Now, castle's coming up for Villese though. Does Liereyy have enough resources to go for a castle? Not yet, but he's getting it. He's getting it and he's gonna try. Oh, he's going to try and rush the castle. He's gonna try to rush the castle over here. Villese had to bail back because the crossbows from Liereyy. Now we have Bracer coming out for Liereyy, not gonna go for Arbalester just yet, but the Japanese player getting Thumbring is already going to have a very nice unit to fight against these crossbows. He's getting housed though, and 100 population. He's going to get castle dropped 2. So Liereyy is going to have about 9 extra population. He's going to have this castle up, which means that now Villese is going to have to go for the castle back at home because he cannot afford not to get his castle. If he doesn't get trebuchets, he's not going to be able to fight against this castle from Liereyy, which is going to start pumping trebuchets for sure. Very good location as well. It's going to be denying 1 castle from Villese, and it's going to be rendering both archer ranges useless for the red players. So now Villese's got 2 archer ranges to work with back at home and a whole lot else. Economy. It's gonna be looking a little bit better for Liereyy right now. Despite the villager high or the villager count haven't been higher for Villese the majority of the game. Villese has a safe spot to start trimming down Lierey's castle though. Safe fish? Safe fish? Liereyy is going to have the arbalesters over here. And he's going to have traps himself too. The thing is, Villese is going for the traps much faster. Is there going to be enough range for the arbalesters to target the trebuchet? Yeah. But arbalesters from Villese are going to be better. He just does not have the numbers right now. 9 versus 20. He's not using this though. He's not using this. He's going for chemistry and the siege workshop, so you know what that means. We are going to see bombard cannons. And then we have husbandry on the way. We have scout cavalry, so it's going to be light cavalry. As well as scale Barden armor. Instead, Villese is going to be going for block printing to get 3 extra range on monks. Now we have skirmishers and arbalesters from Villese. Lierey's taking an awful fight over there. He was not paying attention. What was Villese doing? Sorry, what was Liereyy doing? Villese was taking a beautiful trade. Now Lierey's numbers went down to 14 from 20. And now we have 19 military units from Villese who manages to take Lierey's castle down. Lierey's 2 trebuchets are going to have to go back. And unfortunately for the blue player, we will have skirmishers to counter his arbalesters with, and we will have arbalesters to protect the skirmishers against light cavalry. We just need more numbers. But things are looking good for Villese. Momentum is now building up for the red player, who's getting the score lead, who's pushing Liereyy away and causing a lot of resources to go to waste. Those buildings that Liereyy built, he's not going to be able to use anymore. So now the blue player is going to be forced back into his own walls. And that means very nice map control for Villese. Taking a look at his scouting information though, he isn't really aware of this. So Liereyy is going to be taking resources from him, and he's going to be getting from here, sorry, and he's going to be getting a castle and a few stables as well as a siege workshop. If you go for 2 petards and then you go for a few stables over here, you might be in a good position to start raiding Villese with Hussar maybe. But then Villese will be able to switch over to pikemen if he needs to, or maybe halberdier, but pikemen are probably going to suffice against trash cavalry from Liereyy. Three trebuchets are going to be coming forward, but the Hussars have been spotted. What are we going to get from Villese? Halberdier coming up. Halberdier with chainmail armor. And this I'm looking forward to. 2 halberdier only from Villese. Liereyy, well, he's getting pushed back and he's not going to be able to fight here quite comfortably. Let's take a look over there. We have some skirmishers from the Khmer player as well, but we don't have Thambring, and that is going to make a big difference. Liereyy is going to try to debate the fire with the Hussar, but Villese is not going to have any of that. Instead, now he's going to be fighting against Liereyy's trebuchets with his own trebuchets. And he's going to be taking the Hussars down, but the Hussars are going to be taking a bunch of units over here, and Villese is going to get pushed back, I feel like. He's going for more halberdier and more arbalesters. But is his production going to be strong enough to hold on? It seems like it is. Villese is actually pushing back against Liereyy right now. Halberdier are not going to go down to skirmishers as fast as they would if they were pikemen. So we definitely need the arbalesters from Liereyy, but again, when everything else is equal, the arbalesters from the Japanese are going to be much stronger. So both trebuchets are going to go down from Liereyy. And no, I don't think he had Cataparuto. Bombard tower is coming out for Liereyy, and that is one unit that Villese is probably going to be struggling against, especially if he's going to be relying more heavily on skirmishers. On the right hand side though, we have one Hussar over here, and that should ring the bell for Villese. That should be the alarm. He has not realized about this. He's already lost like 4 villagers, and I think that's going to be the 5th one. He might end up losing all the gold miners. He's not patching this up, and he's gonna try to get this. Yeah, when he sent the villager over to get the outpost up, it got killed by the castle, which means that Villese spotted it, and now eventually he takes this down. Yeah. So far, so good for Villese. Only 1 Hussar. Oh my god, though, Villese still has not paid attention over here. How many villagers is that? Oh god. This is going to be another one of those, isn't it? Yeah, that's a lot of villagers going down too for Villese. Doesn't have any gold miners left over here, so he's gonna have to send a few more to. Oh, it's going to be fine at 17 gold miners, and he's amassing quite a bit of gold. He's gonna be taking control of the right hand side too, so he's gonna be able to go for this if he wanted to. But yeah, start of the year, and that's gonna be joining that throwing axeman for legendary units. Good stuff. Villese is pushing extremely hard, and Liereyy is not able to hold on for too long. Vilese's villager count is going to be much lower than Liereyy's, but Liereyy's military count is going to be much lower than Vilese's. With some siege over here, the red player is going to be going for a very strong push. Why am I not getting any goal? Just imagine. But Liereyy! Lierey's gonna be raiding Villese again, and that is the villager count from Villese unable to go up to 100. He's eventually going to clean up all of these units with Halberdier. But damn. Liereyy actually making use of the stables for a change. Over here though, Villese keeps on pushing. More Hussar coming out from Liereyy. Food economy for the blue player is going to be fantastic, so he's going to be able to get his military numbers up too. Yeah, but against 16 Halberdier and Japanese Halberdier as well. Damn. Why is it so hard to find people playing the updated Vietnamese? By the way, did I update the title? Yeah, I did. The updated Vietnamese, we had Doubt play it versus the updated Gods. To not great result earlier today. You can watch that if you want. It's in the VOD. I think it's probably the second game of the day. Second or third game of the day. It was the one after the God Mirror. But yeah, Vietnamese are solid. They are quite solid. Over here though, things are gonna be looking quite good for Liereyy. This is gonna be pushing Villese away, and Villese is going to have 42 crossbows, actually, Arbalester, sorry. 42, that actually didn't look that much when I took a look. But now we have the bombard cannon from Liereyy too, so he needs to pay attention over there though, because if he doesn't scatter his army like this, he can take heavy losses from Lierey's cannonballs. Yeah, Doomworld, a lot of people think like that. There was an interesting proposal here in chat where they proposed having a stagger bonus as opposed to a flat rate, and I think that actually makes a lot of sense. Having 20, 25, 30 and 35% cheaper depending on the age is still going to allow for the Imperial Age God spam that everyone knows and loves, but it's not going to make them as broken in the Dark Age. Anyway, KD now is going to be looking still better for Villese, although keep in mind that Lierey's been sending a lot of gold-less units to fight against Villese. Red player has not pushed Liereyy away from this area yet, so Liereyy is going to be taking one neutral gold, and this one has not been taken advantage of by Villese just yet. Very good push from Liereyy over here as well. And is this kind of a comeback? Seems to be the case. We have 2 bombard cannons for Liereyy. We have a military count that is comparable to that of Villese's. And the villager high is going to be still higher for Liereyy. Stronger economy. The one thing that's going to be going in favor of Villese is having 3 relics. But that is only going to be relevant when all the gold on the map is gone. As it is right now, this might well be Lierey's game. But they are going to be here. They're going to go down to the Arbalesters and the Skirmishers though. Villese needs to bail back over there. He's going to end up losing the Trebuchet if he's not careful. Well, that is going to be goalless for goalless units straight. Now we have Onager. We have Onagers for Villese too. It's going to be Hussars and Skirmishers, which are going to be, well, quite decent against Halberdier and Arbalesters, but what I think would be getting the game for Villese right now would be to just increase the Halberdier ratio in his army a little bit. because the skirmishers are not going to be taking the halberdier down quite as fast. Villese could still overrun the skirmishers. Good snipe though. 2 onagers going down for Villese to Lierey's bombard cannons. Now, Liereyy already is going to have a nice position over here, and Villese got the cat ram, but unfortunately Japanese are not going to get siege ram, which of course Khmer do get. $17 Hussar right now, and a crap ton of skirmishers should be going down to halberdier only, but Vilese's army is very, very low right now. It's like Villese is kind of running out of steam right now. He doesn't manage to hold on against Liereyy. Lierey's gonna be able to take not only this neutral gold, but also this neutral gold, and with both neutral golds under his possession, then the extra relic for Villese is not going to matter. So, looking good for Liereyy. He even went for the siege ram upgrade as well, and siege rams are going to be so good against arbalesters, and siege ram protected by skirmishers and arbalesters are going to be so good even against halberdier. So what is Villese going to do? He's got a few samurai over here. Are you sure about this though? I don't know about that. They're only going to have 1 base pierce armor when compared to, yeah, the halberdier that is going to be 5 versus 4, but it's not going to make a huge difference. They're not going to be taking bonus damage from the skirmishers, but they will taking full damage. They will be taking full damage from the archers, and that is going to be GG, as we are going to have Liereyy claiming some points away from Villese. And remember that Villese was much higher than Liereyy in the leaderboard, so that's going to be a good chunk of points for him. Let's take a look at the achievements real quick. So KD is going to be 37 to 36. For largest army, we have 8 extra units for Villese at 91 versus 83. For economy, a mixed bag with food and wood collection higher for Liereyy and stunning gold collection higher for Villese. And for technology, faster fuel and imperial age times for Liereyy, while Villese only went up to the castle age faster. And there we go. Extremely close game, back and forth, eventually going in favor of Liereyy. Let's play some music.